3D Aurora from the Sleeping Beauty Acrylic Nailer Tutorial by Hotpinkzebrapolish.
Hi guys! In today's video I am going to be showing you a very pretty little Aurora design from Sleeping Beauty. And Sleeping Beauty was always my absolute favorite movie when I was younger. I have a special place for that one in my heart, and I used to always be like, I love Aurora, but now I'm like, you know what, I kind of root for Maleficent. Times change. I hope you guys like this design as much as I do. It's a continuation of my Disney Princesses little series, and I will put links to the previous videos in the description box below, so check those out. And don't forget to click subscribe to see all my future videos as well.
I'm going to begin with an overlay of a sparkly white acrylic over the entire nail. And if you guys were laughing or wondering what my mother and I were laughing at in the end of that intro, it was the fact that Melody was trying to take her headband off, because that is kind of a difficult thing. If I want her to wear a headband these days, what I have to do is I have to put the headband on and then immediately have her start walking. Because if she's walking, she's holding my hands, and then she can't use her hands to take off her headband, and if we go just a little ways, she forgets she's wearing it, and then we're all good, and she'll wear it until she remembers it, and then she takes it off. And that one, actually, after that little incident, I put it back on, and we walked, and she wore it all the way through lunch. So she wore it for a while, and after that. So I have the nail, I encased it with clear acrylic, and then I filed it into shape, and now I'm going to be sculpting Miss Sleeping Beauty. So with a cover pink color, I sculpted the shape of her face, and then I'm going to be adding her neck down from that, and a little bit of her chest. So when I first started this series, when I was sculpting the characters, I sculpted their entire, their torso area or whatever, however much I would have on the nail. I sculpted more of it. Then I kind of cut back on it, and now I'm going back. You know, it's one of those things where I can't decide which method I think I like better, so I do them both. For her hair, I'm going to be doing first the bangs area of her hair, and then as that's setting, I'm going to take the tip of my acrylic brush and kind of carve in the little curly cue of her hair. The funny thing with Aurora, which is very contrasting or contradictive to what you would normally think of for cartoon characters, and actually just about anything where you have a good guy and a bad guy, which is definitely the case with these Disney princess movies where you have the good guy, the princess, and you have the bad guy, Maleficent in this case, is that Aurora actually has really sharp features. Her hair has angles in it, and her dress, the color of it comes to points out to the side. That's not something that you typically see with these characters. Like if you look at Snow White, everything is very rounded, is very soft. And then you have Miss Aurora, where everything comes to an angle, which is just very strange to me, you know, looking at it from an artistic perspective, is that they would do that, because that's just not typically how things go. So I just wanted to share my little nonsensical things that I noticed. But yeah, after I have that, I went back to her dress, really dark berry color for the bodice, a different pink on the sleeves, and then white for that pointy color. Then I'm going to go back and add more to her hair. The reason I went back and forth and I didn't say finish off her hair is because I wanted to add that little curly cue in her hair before I added the rest of it, so that that would have a chance to set and I wouldn't potentially mess it up when I was adding the hair that like comes down to her shoulders. It's just a way of making sure everything gets done without being messed up in the process. And then with metallic gold, I'm going to be adding her crown. Same thing, her crown comes to nice sharp little points, the weird little things. And then I'm going to be adding the finer details with acrylic paint. So I took some brown paint, and I'm going to start doing her outlining around her face and in her hair. With that, instead of going straight to black, it makes it almost more like you're sketching in place, keeps it a little bit easier in the beginning. Add all of those little details just like so. Add some lines in her hair to make it look like it's got a little bit of a flow to it. Then I'm going to be carving in her facial features, starting out with her nose and then adding her eye placement next to that. Because her face is tipped to the side or is a little bit angled, her one eye is right along her face, right along the edge of her face, and the other one is kind of in the center between her nose and the other side of her face. So that gives you that nice little side perspective. Add her smile with some pink, and then add just a little bit of a burgundy color within that pink to darken it, make it stand out a little bit better from her face. A touch of white inside her mouth for her teeth that are showing, and then also grab some of that white and put that in for her eyes, fill in her eyes with that. And then just keep touching things up. You can go back and forth between your brown and your different colors as much as you'd like. Add a little bit of gold on her neck for that, and then I'm going to start adding the black details. So I'm going to do some outlines around her dress with black, and actually on Aurora I did quite a few black outlines. She is one of the older of Disney's cartoon characters, so she has a lot more black outlines and sharper, stronger outlines than some of the newer characters like Tiana and Merida and all of those. that I haven't done yet that I'm still working on. Like I said in the beginning with this series, is that I was just going to spread it out and kind of upload one here and one there every couple weeks, so that if somebody doesn't like Disney princesses, they don't get overboarded with them. They're just like, all right, there's one here and there's one there and there's different fun things in the middle. But so I haven't done them all yet. So I've got my list of ones that I plan on doing. And I've got her blue in her eyes. Add a little bit of black for her pupil. Add her outlines around her eyes. Make sure she has really nice eyelashes. I think that she has a very almost Barbie-like appearance. That's kind of, as I was doing this, I'm like, she has definite Barbie tone features. Add all of those little details like so. Keep going back and forth. And if you wanted to, you could have done more of these details with acrylic paint, sculpted in her nose, added her eyes and everything. But for me, I prefer to do it with acrylic paint. Add some gel sealer over the background, cure, and matte top coat over Aurora. So now for the dress nail, I'm going to begin with that same berry color that I used for the bodice area of her dress, and encase this nail with, apply an overlay on that nail with that, and then encase it with some clear acrylic to make sure that it is nice and strong. Same process, just like with the other nail, background color and then clear, and then I'm going to be filing it into shape with my e-file, going over it first with the coarse bit to remove any bulk, and then going over it with a finer bit to make sure it is nice and easy to paint on, or like with the other nail, easy to sculpt on. And then I'm going to start painting my little design. So I'm going to take gold paint, and I'm going to start by painting kind of the shape of her necklace, which has a circle or a half circle at the top, and then a triangle for the bottom line of it. So just pull that. The gold paint that I'm using is a really nice metallic one. If you can't find a paint that's like that, there are definitely some gel polishes that have that nice strong gold color to it, so that would work as well. And then I'm going to paint a white triangle or a white V shape underneath that. So you have the gold and then you have the white. So that's like the top of her dress with that line. And then to add the skirt area, I'm going to take a medium pink color paint and I'm going to add another kind of a V-shaped French tip area with that lighter pink. And this whole design actually could have been done with gel polish without any problem. If you like to paint with gel instead of paint, everybody's got their preference. And then I'm going to be applying a layer of gel sealer over the top of that. And after that is done, I'm going to cure it and we are all done. If you missed any of the past princesses, there will be links in the description box below. And here is Miss Melody eating her toes.
Are you still hungry? Are you still hungry?
Are you eating your toes?
There's no way she's hungry. She has so much to eat.
Do you see what she's doing?
What is she doing?
Eating her toes.
Melanie, what did I tell you about eating your toes?
Sorry, that was a little wiggly. I was holding my phone and I couldn't help but giggle at her. So I hope you guys like this design and share your creations with me on Facebook or Instagram, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!